prices at the open are all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I want to turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits.
That TTG money gang.
And making profits.
We some snipers.
Hey, you. Did I scare you? No, I'm only kidding. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Guys, my name is Michael Edward Parinati, and I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and the head trader at True Trading Group. And in case you guys didn't know, we were a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist for Best Data Analysis Tool last year. We're coming for the prize this year, I'll tell you that, with our AI tool. Anyone that's experienced our AI tool and our AI trading and investing assistant knows that we have the best damn AI trading assistant in the entire industry. I will put that statement up against anybody that wants to challenge me demo by demo. I'll use your product, you use mine, and you tell me which one's better. Benzinga, we're coming for the award this year. But we're also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade, we do long-term investing as well. There's literally something for everyone here at TTG. Now, at True Trading Group, you're going to gain immediate access to $15,000 worth of education tools and resources that have already helped thousands of TTG members from all over the world to make money, no matter how much time that they have, no matter how much experience they have, or no matter how much money they're starting with. Your annual membership to TTG, it's normally $2,212 for the year. Okay. That includes comprehensive university level education, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of the training program that I received working at a fund in New York City. You're going to get stock market foundation courses, chart patterns, technical indicators, the Master the Art of Shorting, swing trading course, advanced options course. There's even a course that explains how to make money during the stock market crash. There's futures courses, options courses, crypto, a course that even helps you do your taxes, a trader psychology course, which is my personal favorites, my the part of trading that I think is the most important, 80 to 85% of trading. It's all here. It's not what you see on charts. It's what you are thinking about in your head, and it's what controls your decision-making, whether it's emotion or if it's logic and analysis. Most people make their decisions based on emotion, and that's why so many traders fail. It's not that indicators and VWAP and Fibonacci levels and bull flags and double tops. It's not that those are such impossible concepts for people to understand. The reason why so many people fail is because they lose the battle of the inner demons of themselves, and they approach trading with the complete wrong mindset. They approach it like it's a gamble, like it's a casino, and they think about it of just make money, lose money, make money, lose money. And that's the wrong way to think about trading. Any successful trader will tell you that. But you guys are also going to gain access to all of the expert moderators that you have in True Trading Group. There are 8 professional full-time trading mods with you each and every single day, sharing their screens, calling out their trades, answering questions. We swing, like I said, the different trading styles from the mods: swing trading, day trading, options, futures, scalping, long-term investing, and also leaps and core trading. These are all the different styles and strategies that the moderators and I implement on a daily basis that you have access to when you join our community. You also get all of our tools and technology: TradingView's premium charting software, Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, a simulator to help you practice, unusual options activity, dark pool data, options flow, short data, custom scanners, of course, the AI trading assistant, and our supportive community. 10,000 members in 115 different countries. We have real-time translation for seamless communication. If English is not your first language, have no fear. Our translation communication is here. You also get our in-depth video library, thousands of hours of different workshops covering different topics like how to trade while working a full-time job, how to grow a small account, how to stay in winning trades longer, how to resist FOMO, and then, of course, transparency. The utmost transparency and trustworthiness here from True Trading Group. We have all of the moderators submit their trading records directly from their brokerage accounts each and every single day so that you are able to see every single executed trade and transaction that the moderators make. We have a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80% as a group over the last 4 years. We're 4.7 out of 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,500 reviews. We have a 78% retention rate amongst our members, and we have a less than a 2.5% refund rate. So, you're wondering why you should listen to this stuff that I talk about on this channel. It's not because we have less than a 2.5% refund rate. It's also not because the mods and I collectively have a cumulative win rate of around 80% on all of our executions. It's because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. My first job out of college was working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through this training program before I was ever able to touch $1 of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. And along with my team, those 8 professional trading mods and over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, I go live right here. Where myself, other mods, special guests, we drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, and trade ideas to help you become better traders. So if you've not yet done so, smash that like button and show some love. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. Another crazy day in the market. Yes, I feel like every day I come on this YouTube channel, I'm like, man, today was crazy. You guys feel like that? Because I feel like that. I feel like every time I come on here, I'm like, oh man, today was crazy. And it's just the volatility in this market is just absolutely mind-boggling insane. A specific level, though, is really being erased. And I do want to talk to you guys about this level being erased. We talked about this on yesterday's live stream. I talked about this with our members inside of chat. And it's a level that I have talked about. It's a level that I've talked about a lot during my live streams. Okay, so let me pull up my charts. Sorry, guys. I always forget to pull it. I try not to keep my charts open because it pulls a lot of my bandwidth, obviously, to run. Oh, I mean, I have a million charts on my screens, but it's always a clear picture for the video when I don't have them connected. I always forget. But this level, I've been talking about this level for a while. Okay, if you've been following my YouTube channel for the last couple of weeks, I've talked about that previous flat top high. We then gapped above it when you had the lighter than expected CPI. Okay, the lighter than expected CPI, and then you dropped it back down into that level, and it started to become a level of support. Mike, did you catch the BRK.A trade? There was no trade on BRK.A. So BRK.A, just so everybody understands, did not actually do that. Okay, so there was an error today with the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so just so everybody is clear, there was an error today with the data feeds on the New York Stock Exchange, which at some point during the day was showing that a handful of stocks were down 98 to 99%. They were not actually down 98 to 99%. Berkshire Hathaway did not go to $185 a share and then back to $629,000 a share. It never went down to 185. That was a complete data error misprint from the overall from the New York Stock Exchange themselves. And Berkshire is not the only one that did that. See, somebody just said gold glitch too. I don't see that on my chart, but I know there was a handful of stocks today that had happened to. So none of those stocks actually traded down there. All right. So there was no trade there on Berkshire. There was no trade on any of those stocks that happened to. It was a false data read. The stocks weren't actually trading at those prices. Okay, so that is not, if you guys have that on your chart and you're looking at your charts and you're like, what? Oh my God. Don't freak out. Okay, and those stocks did not actually go down 99%, 98%. It was a messed up data feed coming direct from the exchange. All right, so don't let that freak you guys out if you notice that on your charts. Okay, let's go back to the SPY. I want to kind of run through this. I want to talk about this with you guys. This level, we broke beneath it on Thursday last week. And then I talked to you guys on the live stream yesterday about that, about the sell-off on Friday, which we were all over the sell-off on Friday. I did not expect the rally into the close. And then you had the big gap up today, and then you sold it all the way off. That's what I'm saying. Another wild day in the markets because we ended up selling off. Okay. We went from literally 529 all the way down to 522.50. Just to bring our ass right back to 528.50. I mean, this volatility, this is now the second day in a row where the morning trade was clearly a short, and the afternoon trade was a very strong long and a very strong long. It's a second day in a row. Okay. That's why I'm saying to you that this is another crazy day, because this is a situation where within two back-to-back trading days, shorts can make money and longs can make money all within the same trading day. And that's just a sign of the times that we find ourselves in. And I come on these live streams every single day and I explain to you guys, this is the best trading environment that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been doing this for 18 years. I didn't just start this during COVID. I mean, I've been doing this since before the 2008 financial crisis and the big recession. So it's been a long time. I've seen a lot of different market environments, none as opportunistic and as volatile on a routine trading day as what we have now. Today was nothing more than a routine trading day. Okay, last Friday was nothing more than a routine trading day, and you are talking about 10-point moves in the S&P, right? Or in the SPY rather. 10-point moves in the SPY, 100-point moves in the S&P. In a single day. Guys, that's not normal. Okay. I really need you to understand that usually in order to get a 10-point move on the SPY or a 100-point move on the S&P, you need some type of a major catalyst. You need like a Fed meeting. You need a piece of news. You need there to be, some kind of inflation print. You need a catalyst, not just a routine Monday or a routine Friday when there's nothing else that's really going on. This is the most opportunistic environment that I've ever seen. And the last two trading days just, again, confirm that. So now you're like, well, what do you do now after today's price action? You have two candles right now that are both hammer tail candles that give you these huge bottom wicks showing you that initial sell-offs were bought back up aggressively. And we closed back up at the top end of the trading range for now 2 consecutive days. You traded up at the highs of the day on Friday, and you traded up in the top 3/4, the top third of of the trading range here today. So these are bullish looking candles. It certainly looks like the market kind of wants to do this. It's what it looks like. Looks like that's what we want to do. But you've got a really important catalyst coming up this week, and that's the U.S. labor report. Why is the labor report important? Right now, the market is trying to balance between the economy slowing. Is it slowing in a good way, or is it slowing in a bad way? Now, what does that mean? Is the economy slowing in a good way, meaning it's slowing enough to where inflation is going to continue to work its way down to 2%, and the Fed's going to be able to cut rates not because they have to, but because they can. Okay? And now the difference there is whether they can cut rates or they have to cut rates. If the Fed cuts rates because they have to, that's a bad sign. That's a sell signal for the markets. If they cut rates because they can, then that's a good signal. That's a good sign for the markets. And the difference between those two is if they cut rates because they have to, then that means the economy has fallen into a recession and unemployment is spiking, and they've got to cut rates to stimulate the economy to, get money back into the system, kind of stimulate borrowing again and investment and lending, and therefore companies hiring and the employment rate going back down and the economy getting back on its feet. That, not a good thing, right? But if the economy slows but does not go into a recession and inflation works its way back to 2%, and now the Fed is cutting rates because they can cut rates because that means inflation's moving back to their target, then that's a good thing. That means the economy held together long enough for inflation to come down, and the economy slowed, but it didn't crack. It slowed enough for inflation to come down, but it didn't crack to the point we went into a recession. And that's where the soft landing occurs. So cutting rates because it's a soft landing is a buy signal. Cutting rates because it's a recession is actually a sell signal. You've probably seen a lot of people on social media over the last several months, maybe, that we're talking about when the Fed cuts rates, it's actually a sell signal. And the people that have the contrarian view of like, oh, the market's going to crash, but everything's going to fall apart. Their argument is every time that you look at when the Fed has cut rates, the markets have gone down first. And that's true, but it's because most of the time that the Fed cuts rates, it's because there's a recession. The Fed has only pulled off a soft landing a handful of times in the last 100 years. It's the least likely scenario for the Fed. The Fed has proven about more than 80% of the time, don't quote me on the exact percentage, it's somewhere around between 82 and 87%. It's around 80, just call it 80% of the time that the Fed embarks on a rate hike cycle. Over 80% of the time, they go too far and they cause a recession. There's only been a handful of times, the last one, I believe, being the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was in the 90s, the last time that you had the actual soft landing. So that's why when you look back in history, that when the Fed cuts rates, the markets go down because the Fed cuts rates because there's a recession. And the markets go down because there's a recession, right? So that's a misleading chart or a misleading data point that people are going to, a misleading data point that people are going to show you, right? And yes, it was 1994. 1994, I believe, was the soft landing, right? But that's it, right? I mean, that's kind of the dilemma that the markets are in right now. So the markets are trying to balance the data that comes out regarding the economy. You've seen mixed reactions over the last couple of days when you've got some PPI data that has come out that's been showing you, what the how the manufacturing industry is going, how the services industry is going. And sometimes you get a number that's weaker than expected and the markets go up. Then the other times you get a number that's weaker than expected and the markets go down. And you're like, which one is it? And the market's trying to figure that out. The market's trying to analyze all of the economic data that it's getting. And it's trying to determine, is this soft landing or is this recession? And right now, the overall consensus is obviously soft landing. If it wasn't, the markets wouldn't be 1% away from an all-time high. I mean, the all-time high is 533 on the SPY. We're 527.5. Okay, you're a 1.5% away from an all-time high, right? So if the general consensus was that there's going to be a recession, the market would be somewhere down here. It wouldn't be all the way up here. Okay, so that's why the labor report coming up on Friday, I think, is really important, because last month it was expected the unemployment rate was going to be 3.8. It came in at 3.9, slightly higher. I expect a 4 handle on the unemployment number this Friday. I expect it to say 4 point something. Is it 4.0? Is it 4.1? I don't know, but I expect it to say, I expect to see a 4. And if you see a 4.0, I don't think the markets really panic. I don't think the markets really freak out. 4% unemployment rate is actually still historically low. The average unemployment rate over the last 25 years is actually right around 5%. So a 4%, a 4.1% unemployment rate is actually not that bad. I think the markets would start to get worried if you started to see the unemployment rate climb above 4.5. If the unemployment rate climbs above 4.5, I think then the market starts to get nervous. Let me explain to you why. Because no economist in the world, no organization will ever say this is a recession without there being a greater than a 1% jump in the unemployment rate. So if you guys remember back in 2022, we had the technical definition of a recession. The technical definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. We had that in 2022, but 2022 was not a recession. And no economist and no organization labeled it a recession. Why? Because the unemployment rate during that time actually went down. The unemployment rate went from 3.7, 3.8 down to 3.6, 3.5, and eventually 3.4, and then sat around 3.5, 3.6. So unemployment went down, not up. So no one's going to say it's a recession if unemployment's actually going down. So the reason why I think if the unemployment rate gets to 4.5 or higher, that's when people start to get nervous, because that means the unemployment rate would have gone up by greater than 1%. The low unemployment low was 3.4%, 3.5. That's why I think if you get to 4.5, 4.6, now you're greater than 1%. If the economy slows and GDP goes negative, now you're talking about a recession. And that's why I think the markets get a little concerned if you start to see 4.5, 4.6. But 4.0, 4.1, I don't think is that big of a deal. I think 4.0, the markets are totally okay with. If you get a 4.0 on Friday, if next month it's 4.1 or 4.2, I think the markets are okay with that. But if you get to like 4.4, 4.5 going into like August and September, the markets I don't think are going to like that very much. Okay. So that's why I think that the labor report on Friday is going to be very important. And the charts right now certainly seem like the markets are going to go higher and they're going to make an all-time high. However, I'm going to throw you a complete curveball. I don't think that happens. I still think that there is a greater chance of the markets going to here than there is the markets going to here. I still do think that. I'm not short everything. I'm just giving you kind of my thoughts. I'm being very nimble. I'm being very flexible. I have no problem going long stocks. We made some good money last week on a long, actually. So like, I have no problem being long. I'll come into the day tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow the setup tells me to go long. I don't know. But what I want to be cautious of is if you see something that looks like this, I'm going to draw you a candle for tomorrow. If you see this candle, I think you got to watch out for the bigger pullback. If you see a candle tomorrow that looks like this, and it's going to seem like an innocent candle at first. If you see a candle that looks like that tomorrow, then I think I'm going to be confirmed right. Okay, if you gap down against these two bottoming tails, I think then the markets actually roll themselves back to the downside, and then you actually have the Fed, the labor report, and everything else. So I'm just saying, if you were to get a candle that looks like that and it's red tomorrow, I think you can look for that pullback. But if you get something that looks like this tomorrow, I'm not going to be shorting things with a candle that looks like this right in front of those all-time highs. I won't be. But I'm just giving you kind of my thoughts. And I want to show you something on the weekly chart on the SPY. And I really want you guys to look at this for a second. And I'm going to show you the MACD indicator on the S&P. And I want to show you some signals that this thing is giving me. Okay. I want to show you right now. Here is the MACD indicator and here is the SPY. Okay. I am getting two different sell signals from the MACD indicator. I want to show you what they are. The SPY made a new high, right? So this is a new consecutive high. This is a higher high, but the MACD made a lower high. That is what's called a bearish divergence. Okay, this will be a bearish divergence when price makes a new high, but MACD makes a lower high. That's a bearish divergence. But just getting bearish divergence in and of itself is not enough. I like to see other sell signals come into the MACD, and there was one of them. The signal line, okay, the MACD crossed underneath the signal line, which is also a sell signal. Okay. And now I want to go back and want to show you other instances when you had the MACD cross above or below the signal line. And you can see the signal line is white. The MACD is teal blue. So let's look at all the instances that it crossed over or under it. There's a cross above it. And that happened in November. Well, what happened the couple of months that followed the cross? We had this massive uptrend, right? Excellent. Well, let's look at the last time there was a cross prior to that. There was a cross right there in August. We crossed underneath it. What happened the several weeks following that cross? The markets were in a clear downtrend for the month of September and then into October. Let's go back to the last time prior to that there was a signal line crossover. It was right there. And this goes all the way back to November of 2022 was the last time that you had the signal line crossover. And what happened the months following that? You had the massive bull rally that lasted through 2022, and then you got the big move higher in 2023 following the banking scare, and then the markets ripped and caught everybody by surprise. But this is what the markets have done during these signal line crossovers. So I've got a signal line crossover to the downside, and I have the bearish divergence, which leads me to believe that we are a little overextended in the overall markets. And it leads me to believe that we are very close to what could be a nice pullback in the market that can take you back down into this range and go down and test this 100-day moving average. So I am still of the belief that within the next couple of weeks to couple of months, that we are going to see a consistent, maybe 2-week, maybe 3-week pullback in this market that takes us back to this purple line, which is the 100-day moving average. Now, you might maybe we have to make a new all-time high first, right? Maybe that happens. Maybe you go up here, you print an all-time high, and then that all-time high fails, and then you chop back down into here, and then all of a sudden the profit taking kicks in, and that triggers the pullback back down into that level. I don't know if we make the new all-time high. I don't know if the pullback starts tomorrow, but I'm leaning over the next 1 to 2 months. I'm leaning towards a pullback in this market, and those are the reasons why. Okay, those are the reasons why. When is AMC going to $4? I don't know. Who still trades it? People still trade this stock. When is, it's at, it was just at $4 on Friday. It's at $4 on Friday. It's at $4.90 now. I hate this stock. I think it's a total piece of crap. If you're going to trade the meme stock mania, trade GameStop. AMC just does offering after offering after offering after offering after offering after offering. Their balance sheet is nowhere near. Even GameStop has a better balance sheet than AMC. I just don't think AMC stock is really worth anything. I really don't. I think that this stock could be back at $4 soon. Can have a little bit of a squeeze, like if GameStop squeezes, and could AMC squeeze with it? Sure. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would much rather short AMC than short GameStop. I actually don't want to short GameStop. I'm actually looking for longs on GameStop But I think a beautiful trade, you want to talk about coupling a trade, go long GameStop and go short AMC. I think that is such an incredible hedge trade because AMC and GameStop, yeah, sure, they traded together back in 2021. But I got to tell you, I don't think AMC is going to go anywhere. And if AMC does start to squeeze, I'd rather be long GameStop because if AMC squeezes, that means GME squeezed. The only reason AMC is going to go higher is if GameStop squeezes. The only reason AMC will go higher and nothing else. So I want to be long GameStop and then short AMC because if GameStop doesn't squeeze, I think AMC goes back to 350. If GameStop does squeeze, then AMC goes up. You'll lose on the short on AMC, but you'll make money on the GameStop long. And hopefully you make more money on the GameStop long because you're going to stop out of the AMC short. So I think that's a beautiful hedge trade. It's actually something that I might implement myself, but I'm thinking about possibly GameStop to see if this thing is going to squeeze. I just think that this is such an incredible situation, what's going on here. And I'm interested in it. I really am. It's got my attention. I'm interested in it. I was looking at GameStop today. I didn't trade it today. It really didn't give me any setups or any signals to get in, but I'm still looking at this thing. We held support at the mid to high 26, 27 is a beautiful support level for GameStop. I'll just draw it out for you guys. It's right here. This used to be support back when you had the squeeze in May. You gapped underneath it. It was resistance, and now you're back above it, and it's support again. And I just want to watch to see if GameStop does something like this. If GameStop does something like this tomorrow, I think you got to watch out. Watch out if you get a candle that looks like that tomorrow. That'll probably be a buy signal for me. If I see a candle that looks like this, that's probably a buy signal for me tomorrow. If GameStop just does that, it's going to probably be a no trade for me again for the day. So I hadn't traded today, but I am looking to trade. It's on the watch list. All right. Now, guys, listen. No, not really. Fink says 70% of the outstanding shares of AMC are owned by the public, 28% by institutions. Does that mean anything? Not really. Not really. No, I don't think so. But yeah, this is the analysis, guys. This is the type of analysis that you get from us inside a True Trading Group on a daily basis, not just from myself, but from all the other moderators. And this is what has allowed our members to make money. And that's the most important thing. That's why you guys are on this channel. You guys are here to make money. You're not here to make friends. You're not here just because you're a Yankee fan too, like I am. Best record in the major leagues. Hey, yo. Sorry. I had to throw that out there because my wife's sister, her boyfriend is like a big Phillies fan, and I'm a big Yankees fan. Now, in case you haven't known, the Yankees and the Phillies have been kind of like battling for the best record in baseball, and they were like a half game apart. The Yankees won yesterday. The Phillies lost yesterday. So the Yankees jumped them for the best record in baseball. But I believe the Phillies are winning right now, or maybe they won already. So that would kind of put them, but the Yankees are off. The Yankees have a travel day today. They're flying back from the West Coast. So they're back and forth, neck and neck for best record in baseball. That's why I had to throw that out there. I just had that whole conversation with him not too long ago because he actually was at the Phillies. They're at the Phillies game. Anyway, you guys don't care about sports, but that's why you're here. You're here to learn how to make money and to listen to me talk about sports sometimes once in a while. But don't take my word for it, guys. Believe me, because our members say that is what is taking place. So members of True Trading Group, do me a favor. Go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. If you guys are making money, if you're becoming better traders because of TTG, just go ahead and type the number 1 inside of chat right now. The people that are on this live stream that are not part of True Trading Group, you're going to want to pay very close attention to how many people that you see type the number 1 inside of chat. This is true. Let's talk sports. Username. I do have a full head of hair. People may not know this, right? But I do have a full head. I do have a full head of hair. I wear hats all the time, but I do have a full head of hair. Okay. I do have a full head of hair. Okay. But look at all these people typing the number 1. Guys, if you're not a member, these are your friends, your family members. These are your coworkers. Trader by blood, not relation. A 28% gain on my entire trading account today. That's a massive boom. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congrats. That is a fantastic day. So for those of you that are not members, you just see all these people typing the number 1. These are your friends, your family members. These are your coworkers. Guys, if they can do it, so can you. All right? If they can do it, so can you. There's no reason why you are not going to be able to make money with True Trading Group. We also offer a double your money back guarantee when you join us, because if you're unable to make back your membership fee, we actually give you double your money back. But I'm not here to talk to you about a membership tonight. For those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, this is going to be a big week with the labor report coming up on Friday. The market is a stone throw from all-time highs, but I just gave you some reasons why we could be setting up for a pullback in the next couple of weeks. Do yourself a favor if you're not a member of this community. Join our trial. There's a reason we have 10,000 members in 115 different countries. There's a reason why 78% of our members renew their annual membership or upgrade to become a lifetime member of our community. There's a reason why we only have to issue a refund to less than 2.5% of people that join this community. It's because what we do works. It's because our members actually have success. So do yourself a favor and go to ttgthree.com. Again, that is ttgthree.com. That's TTG3 spelled out. Enter your name, your email, your phone number, and then click yes, I want this. Fill out the form, pay $3, and then get your butts on in chat. Now, why do we pay $3? It's very simple. We could charge you $3 because we maintain a very high quality chat room during the day. There's thousands of people on our platform at any given moment with one goal: make money. I will not jeopardize someone coming in there and being disruptive and distracting from everyone achieving and accomplishing that goal. So by charging you $3, it proves to us that you're actually a real person. It shows us that you're serious about this. And if you're serious about this, then we're serious about having you. It's a 7-day trial. It's not 7 calendar days. You would get a full 7 trading days with us. So if you join the trial today, day 1 is tomorrow. Day 2 is Wednesday. Day 3 is Thursday. Day 4 is Friday. Day 5 is Monday. Day 6 is Tuesday, right? So you're going to get 7 trading days, not 7 calendar days, right? D Money Trader says, I made over $10,000 on less than 10 trades, 1 loser, and the loser was my fault. They've only been a member for a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure, they've only been a member for a couple of weeks. There you guys have it. $10,000 in less than 10 trades. Only 1 losing trade. There you guys have it. Go to ttgthree.com and join our trial. Listen, it's $3. I know everybody has $3. It'll be the best damn $3 you've ever spent in your life. You've all spent more than $3 for a cup of coffee. You know you have. And that cup of coffee sure as hell isn't making you any money. You're going to piss it right out a few hours later. This $3 could actually get you guys to become part of the TTG family and community eventually. Who knows? Maybe it helps you make enough money during your trial to actually then eventually spend the money and become an annual member of True Trading Group. The trial is a one-time payment. There's no automatic renewal. There's no automatic upgrade. Okay? There's just a one-time payment of $3. After your trial is over, it just expires. You don't automatically get charged for a membership because you forgot to cancel your trial. I don't play games like that. We're not going to charge you a membership unless you want the membership. You have to manually yourself on your member dashboard. When you're a trial, you'll have your trial dashboard. You have to manually upgrade yourself to an annual membership. I'm not going to charge you an annual membership unless you want it. Okay. So it's a one-time payment of $3, no automatic renewal, no recurring fee, nothing like that. No games. Go to ttgthree.com. Malcolm Flex says, how much is the membership? Malcolm Flex, I'm not even selling the membership tonight, brother. Just do yourself a favor, join the trial, trade with us for 7 days. And then if you're like what you see, we can have somebody talk to you about, if you want to join the membership, you can do so at that time. We'll work out a deal or a discount for you if you want to. But today is all about the trial. All right. If you guys have any questions, or Malcolm Flex, if you have questions, Malcolm, you could send us a text message if you'd like. Okay. So if you're interested in joining and you really want to join, send a text message 1-888-306-8783. The phone number is right down there at the bottom of the screen. Again, it's 1-888-306-8783. Okay. So just text that number, Malcolm, if you have any questions, or anybody else. that has any questions, go ahead and text that number. That's so, yeah, D Money Trader says $3. That's what I did. So D Money Trader did a trial membership. So it was a trial with us for 7 days and then upgraded to become an annual member, okay, after their trial was completed. So you guys have the choice. You can text us now if you have some questions on some stuff, 1-888-306-8783, or just join the trial and get right onto the platform and start communicating with us. That's TTGTHREE.com. And I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm really going to be looking at GameStop tomorrow. I know it sounds kind of crazy, or is it? I don't know. I'm looking at GameStop tomorrow. We will be looking there. I got to see what the markets do tomorrow. I don't really have too many setups right now that are jumping off my screen that I'm ready to just go after and attack as it stands right now at 9:18 p.m. Okay. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to reset my whole watch list. I'm going to go through all the setups that I like the best. We'll talk about it in the pre-market session. I'll give you the tickers, the entries, the exits. I tell you exactly what I'm going to do before the day even begins. So you guys can very easily follow along everything it is. You can easily follow along with everything it is that I am going to be looking for. Can I show you on a shorter time frame? Yeah, sure, Calvin. I have no problem with that, brother. I'll show you a shorter time. So Calvin wants to know, what am I looking for in GameStop on a shorter time frame? So I'll reiterate for you guys on the daily chart. I liked how this mid to high 20s, I like how this level held. Okay, so I'm just reiterating. So remember, you had the big gap up with support. You had support, then you had the big gap down. That gap down created an open gap. You tried to fill that gap there in the end of May. It was resistance. Now you gapped above it. And since you gapped above that zone, it became support today. So I'm looking for, Calvin, this level to continue to be support. If it is support, I'm looking for longs. Intraday today, I want to show you that we had, let me delete this. Intraday today, we had a nice little resistance level here around $32. See that? So here's $32, resistance, resistance. So for example, what you're saying, what am I looking at on a shorter time frame? Okay, one of the examples I'm going to look for would be, let's say if tomorrow, let's say 4 o'clock in the morning, it is a 4 o'clock in the morning is when equities begin to trade. So let's say from 4 to 9 o'clock this morning or tomorrow morning, and then the bell rings and GameStop is up here. If GameStop is up there off the open, well then, Calvin, I'm going to look for a pullback into 32 to 31, and I'm going to look for that to be support. And if I get a nice bounce recovery off of that level, and you get something at price action that looks like this, then that is probably going to be a long for me here with a stop loss back underneath here. And we'll look for a GameStop to try to make a decent move tomorrow to push back up into the mid to high 30s. And if I saw that, then that would be what would cause that type of daily candle. So remember when I said to you guys earlier, I'm like, if you see a candle that looks like this, that's how you would get that price action. That's how that candle would form. You'd have to drop into 32. 32 then holds and pushes you back up into the high 30s. And that gives you a candle that looks like this. Okay, this will give you a candle that looks like this. And if that's the candle that you get after that, right, you get a candle that looks something like that. Okay, so it's going to be like $32. Let's gap above 32, 33, 34, pull into 32, 32 holds, back to 33, 34. We can try to then get long. Okay, and then that would give you a candle that looks something like that. And if that's the case, I'd say try to hold on to that position, and maybe you get, maybe the short squeeze actually does occur. And maybe Roaring Kitty becomes a billionaire. Who knows? Okay. So that's it. There you go. Calvin, I hope that helps, brother. Anybody else that is not yet a member of the community, start getting this analysis in real time on a daily basis from myself, plus 8 professional full-time trading mods. Go to TTGTHREE.com. That's TTG3 spelled out.com. Enter name, email, phone number. Click yes, I want this. Pay $3. One-time payment, one-time fee. No automatic renewal. No automatic upgrade. It'll be the best damn $3 ever spent in your life. Remember, it's 7 trading days, not 7 calendar days. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications.